Alright, welcome to our receivable financing focusing on discounting. So sa mga hindi pa nakakapanood po ng aming overview of this receivable financing, ang assignment at ang factoring, nasa description po ang mga link ng video lectures ng mayon. Ano ba itong receivable financing? A receivable financing po, kapag nangangailangan ng pera o cash ang isang company, isa sa mga way kung paano mag-raise ng money or cash ang isang company ay tinatawag na receivable financing. Sa accounts receivable, tatlong ways ang pwede natin gawin. Ito yung pledging, assignments, at factoring. Notes receivable naman, there's only one way of raising money using our notes receivable at ang tawag mo dito ay discounting. Paano ba nagkakaroon ng notes receivable ang isang company? So kapag merong customer or other companies na nag-issue ng promissory note sa company, promising the company to pay a certain amount on a specified date. So, ganito yan. So, si customer, nag-issue siya ng promissory note sa company na nagpa-promise na magbabayad siya ng kanyang utang sa specified date. So, the customer is the maker of the promissory note. At si company naman ang payee sa promissory note. Dahil si company nangangailangan siya ng pera, nangangailangan siya ng cash, pwede niyang ipa-discount itong promissory note from the customer sa bangko or any other finance company. Alright, so paano pinapa-discount ng company sa bangko or other finance company ang promissory note ni customer? So how do we do discounting? We do discounting by endorsement. So ini-endorse natin itong ating promissory note from the maker to the bank or other finance company. The company will now become the endorser. Alright? Then the bank will become the endorsee. So, sinasabi ko ito kasi sa problem, pwedeng gamitin nila ang endorser at endorsee, hindi company or bank. So, kailangan malaman mo kung sino si endorser at kung sino si endorsee. Sa promissory note naman, sino si maker at sino si payee. Si maker, yun gumawa ng promissory note, promising the payee of an amount on a specified date. Ano ba ang nilalaman ng promissory note na ito? So, ito po yung mga nilalaman ng promissory note natin. Alright, so ito yung mga nilalaman ng ating promissory notes. We have the principal amount. Yung principal amount, yan yung po yung amount na nakasaad doon kung magkano yung babayaran ni maker. Interest rate. Ito yung interest na babayaran ni maker kay payee. Issue date. Kung kailan ito in-issue itong promissory note na ito. Maturity date. Maturity date, ito yung date kung saan si maker babayaran niya si payee. And mode of payment. Sa mode of payment, meron tayong tinatawag na lump sum payment. Meron din tayong tinatawag na installment payment. Okay? So, sa mode of payment, kailangan naka-indicate sa promissory note kung lump sum ba ang pagbabayad ni maker or installment ba ang pagbabayad ni maker sa promissory note na yun. Alright? So, ito po yung mga nakasaad sa ating promissory note. So, paano ba ito ina-account itong discounting na ito through endorsement? So, may dalawang klase itong endorsement na ito. So, endorsement with recourse at endorsement without recourse. Okay? So, may dalawang klase itong pag-endorse ng ating promissory note. Ang tinatawag na endorsement without recourse at ang endorsement with recourse. Okay? So, ano ba itong without recourse at with recourse? In case hindi makabayad si maker ng kanyang promissory note, ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Ganito yan. So, in case of dishonored note, ang ibig sabihin, hindi makabayad si maker ng kanyang promissory note, ang mangyayari is ganito. Alright, remember, the customer is the maker of the promissory note and the company is the payee on that promissory note. Since the company needed some money, pina-discount niya itong promissory note through endorsement. Then the bank or other finance company will be the endorsee. Now, in case of dishonored note, ang ibig sabihin, si maker, hindi siya makabayad ng kanyang promissory note. Kapag ang endorsement ay with recourse, ang ibig sabihin, si bangko pwede siyang bumalik kay company at singilin sa si company ng promissory note na yon, plus all the interest and charges of the bank. Kapag without recourse naman ang endorsement ni company kay bangko or kay endorsee, si endorsee hindi siya pwedeng bumalik kay company kasi without recourse na nga. So, ang gagawin ni bank, si customer pa rin, si maker pa rin ang kanyang sisingilin. Alright? So, this is without. In case of dishonored note, depende kung anong klaseng endorsement ang ginawa. Kapag ang endorsement ay ginawang with recourse, the bank can go back to the company at singilin sa company kapag hindi nakabayad si maker. Okay? Now, eto namang without recourse, walang magagawa ang bank or endorsee, kundi sisingilin pa rin si maker. Alright? Hindi siya pwedeng bumalik kay company because the endorsement or the discounting through endorsement is without recourse. Alright? So, paano natin ina-account itong ating endorsement or ating discounting without recourse or with recourse? So, with recourse, account natin ng endorsement with recourse, we have conditional sale, and we have the secured borrowing. Alright? So without recourse, pag-uusapan natin yan in a little bit here. And with recourse, ito po yung dalawang klaseng pag-account ng discounting na ito. It's either endorsement with recourse as a conditional sale or endorsement with recourse as a secured borrowing. Alright? So, nagkakaiba lang yan sa entries, sa journal entries, recording of this discounting. Okay? Pero yung calculations, yung formula na gagamitin natin sa pag-compute or pag-calculate ng discount ay parehas lang. Whether this is a without recourse or with recourse, as a conditional sale, or as a secured borrowing. So, paano nga ba natin kina-calculate itong discounting na ito? Alright. So, ganito ang pag-calculate ng ating discounted promissory note. Let me give you a scenario where this promissory note will not be discounted. So, kung hindi ito ipapadiscount, ito ang mangyayari. Okay? So, kung hindi ito ipapadiscount, ang ibig sabihin, si company who is the payee of the promissory note, hihintayin niya yung maturity date at doon niya sisingilin si maker. Ganito ang mangyayari sa kanyang promissory note. Okay? Let me put my timeline here from issue date up to the maturity date. Alright, let's say for example, we have an issue date of May 1st and the maturity date of this promissory note is December 31st. So, hindi natin ipapadiscount. Titignan natin kung anong mangyayari sa ating promissory note. So, from May 1st up to December 31st, that's 8 months. So, this 8 months is your time when you're calculating your interest. Alright? Let's say, for example, on issue date, we have a principal amount Ito yung amount na nakasaad doon sa promissory note na babayaran ni maker sa maturity date. Alright? So let's say, for example, we have a principal amount of 1 million. Alright? Then, on December 31st, which is the maturity date, this is going to be your maturity value. Now, this promissory note of 1 million will earn an interest of 8 months from May 1st up to December 31st on the maturity date. Alright? So, the principal plus the interest earned on the 8 months, that is your maturity value. Alright? So, plus the interest income will be equal to your maturity value. Alright? Let's say, for example, we have an interest rate of 10%. Alright? This is how we calculate for the interest income for the 8 months. We have our principal multiplied by the interest rate times the time. So in this scenario, in this example, our principal is 1 million multiplied by 10%, for example, times 8 over 12. 8 over 12 lang kasi 8 months lang ito from May 1 to December 31. So kung i-calculate mo ito, this is 80,000. So 1 million plus 80,000 of interest income. So your maturity value on the maturity date will be 1,080,000. Yan po ang maturity value ng promissory note na ito. Alright? So, paano natin i-entry ito? On the principal date, on the issue date, itong 1 million amount ng promissory note mo, let's say for example, this promissory note arises from selling goods to the customer. So, si customer, bumili siya ng goods sa company at nag-issue siya ng promissory note. So, on the part of the company, the entry will be debit to notes receivable of 1 million and credit to sales of 1 million. So, dumaan ang araw, dumaan ang 8 months, maturity date na tayo, nakatanggap tayo ng 1,080,000 from the maker. So, itong 1,080,000 na cash na kolekta natin from maker or the customer, our entry will be debit to cash of 1,080,000 and credit to the notes receivable of 1 million. Aalisin na natin yung 1 million na notes receivable natin kasi nga nasingil na natin, okay? Then, we will credit our interest income of 80,000. Ito yon. And that is our entry. Now, dahil nangangailangan ng pera, si company, ang gagawin niya ay ipapadiscount niya itong promissory note na ito. So, kapag ipapadiscount naman niya itong promissory note na ito, syempre kailangan natin ng discount rate at saka ng discount date. Okay? Kung kailan niya pinadiscount itong promissory note. So, ilalagay natin lahat ng ating mga formulas. Kailangan natin ng mga formulas. Before I give you the formulas, a-analyzin muna natin kung ano bang nangyayari dito sa discounting na ito. Then, we will write down our formulas as we go on with our analysis. Okay? Now, we will use our examples kanina. Nung hindi siya pinadiscount, anong nangyari? Let's say, for example, on this example kanina, ang nominal interest rate natin is 10%. Itong 8 months na ito, that is your time. Para makuha natin ang interest income ng promissory note na ito, ang formula natin sa interest income is equal to the principal times the nominal interest rate times the time. So, ilalagay natin yung mga formula dito as we go on with our analysis. So, ang interest income natin is equal to your principal times your nominal interest rate times the time. So, kung titignan mo, ang interest income din natin is 1 million times 10% times 8 months over 12. So, yan ang interest natin. So, makukuha mo is 80,000. Say, our maturity value is equal to the principal plus the interest income. Alright? So, ilagay natin dito yan. Yan ang ating maturity value. So, let's say our July 31st will be our discount date. So, on the discount date, anong una natin gagawin? Titingnan natin kung magkano ang carrying value ng notes receivable na ito. So, ano ba itong carrying value na ito? Ang carrying value ng notes receivable na ito, syempre yung principal, plus the interest na na-earn niya from the issue date May 1st up to the discount date of July 31st. So, ilang buwan ba ito? 3 months. Okay? 3 months ang na-earn na niyang interest income sa notes receivable na ito. Okay? Ilalagay ko dito interest earned. Alright? Remember, from May 1st to July 31st, kung saan pinag-discount niya yung notes receivable, yan po yung interest earned, interest period na na-earn na niya. So, to calculate for this carrying value of the notes receivable, our formula will be the principal plus the interest earned on that notes receivable. Alright? Pero paano ba natin nakakalculate ang interest earned ng notes receivable na yun on the discount date? Ganito yan. Ang interest earned natin or accrued interest earned. Bakit accrued? Kasi hindi pa natin nare-receive. So, accrued interest receivable ang tawag mo doon. So, our accrued interest receivable is equal to your principal times the nominal interest rate. So, to calculate for our accrued interest receivable, our carrying value is equal to the principal plus yung interest na na-earn natin. Yung na-earn natin is principal times 10% times 3 months over 12. So, our carrying value this time is equal to the principal of 1 million plus the interest na na-earn natin ng 3 months. Paano natin na-calculate yon? Yun yung po yung accrued interest receivable natin kung saan principal times 10%, 1 million times 10% times 3 over 12. Alright? So, itong nominal interest rate na ito, applicable yan sa principal amount. Alright? To get our interest na na-earn natin. So, 1 million plus 30,000 na accrued interest receivable. Alright. Then, we have carrying value this time as 1 million. So, yan po ang carrying value ng ating notes receivable nung date na ipapadiscount natin ito sa bangko. Itong period na ito, from discount date up to the maturity date, ito ang tinatawag mong discount period. Alright? From July 31st to December 31st, our discount period is 5 months. Alright? So, nung July 31st, kung saan ipapadiscount mo ito sa bangko, ang sabi ng bangko, okay, di-discount ko yan ng 12%. So, ang 12% na sinabi ng bangko, yan ang tinatawag na discount rate. Alright? Alright, discount rate is 12%. For example. So, paano natin i-compute ngayon ang discount? Alright, before that, let's write down our carrying value. Our carrying value formula. Our carrying value is our principal plus the interest earned or the accrued interest receivable. So, this is principal plus your accrued interest receivable. So, paano naman natin ngayon kina-calculate ang discount? So, ano ba yung discount na yun? Yung discount, yun yung amount na ibabawas ng bangko sa maturity value ng notes receivable na yun at yun ang ibibigay niya sa company. Okay? Yun yung magiging cash proceeds ng company sa transaction ng discounting na ito. Alright? So, paano ba nako-compute itong discount na ito? So, our formula for the discount is the maturity value times the discount rate times the discount period. Alright? So, itong 12% na sinabi ng bangko na discount rate, applicable ito sa maturity value. Remember that. The discount rate is applicable to the maturity value while the nominal interest rate is applicable to the principal. Okay? Now, the discount is computed as Alright, so the discount is computed as maturity value times the discount rate times the discount period. Alright, so ang maturity value natin na 1 million, so we have a discount of 54,000. So kung hindi sana natin ipapa-discount itong notes receivable na ito, ang tatanggapin sana natin sa maturity date ay 1,080,000. Alright? Dahil papa-discount na natin ng July 31st at hindi na natin hihintayin ang maturity date, mababawasan yan ng tinatawag na discount. Alright? Sa pag-compute ng discount, na-compute natin is 54,000. So, ilagay natin muna ang ating discount formula dito. So, yan ang formula ng ating discount. The discount is computed as maturity value times the discount rate times the discount period. Alright? So, we got 54,000. Ngayon, yan ang i-deduct ng bangko sa maturity value na 1,080,000. Alright? Yan ang kanyang kita or income ng bangko. So, our cash proceeds this time, cash proceeds or net proceeds, parehas lang yon. Ang ibig lang sabihin nun is kung magkano ang natanggap ng company sa pag-discount niya ng promissory note na ito. So, our cash proceeds will be equal to our maturity value of 1,080,000 minus the 54,000 na discount. So, ang natanggap natin ngayon sa pag-discount ng promissory note na yon is 1,026,000. Alright? Yan ang natanggap natin. Okay. Now, let's put our formula here. Our cash proceeds is equal to our maturity value minus our discount. Alright? Yan po ang ating formula sa cash proceeds or our net proceeds. Magkano yung nakuha natin or nakuha nating cash, na-receive nating cash sa bangko. So, paano natin nakakalculate ang gain or loss in discounting this note? Kung ang cash proceeds natin sa pag-discount na ito ay 1,026,000 pero ang carrying value ng ating notes receivable ay 1,030,000, meaning to say nagkaroon tayo ng loss na 4,000. Say our loss or gain on our notes receivable is computed or calculated as the carrying value minus the cash proceeds. So, lagay natin dito. So, paano ang journal entries ng mga amount na ito sa ating books? Pag-journalize ng mga amounts na ito ay depende kung ang endorsement ay with recourse or ang endorsement ng discounting na ito ay or without recourse. So, with recourse, there's two ways to record this discounting. Ang isang tinatawag na conditional sale at ang isa ay secured borrowing. So, I will see you in my next video on discounting part 2.